Come on, man. Get up. It's been a while. You got a review to make. I don't care. Okay, you may not care, but what about your 40 subscribers? Ugh. Fine. But the problem is, though, what should I review next? Well, how about you review a bad game for once? You know, kind of spice it up. I guess I could do that. But what game? I don't have many bad games in my collection. Well, why don't you review Drakkhen? Drakkhen? Yeah, Drakkhen. It's an RPG that was released on the Super Nintendo. It's like right there, man. Surprised you haven't noticed it yet. Huh. This doesn't seem too bad. Wait, why are you even in my house? Oh, I'm stalking you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to break into other people's houses.
This doesn't seem too bad. You have a cool dragon-looking thing shooting lasers out of its eyes with some ominous music. It gets me excited to know what's going on. On the screen, there are two options. Pressing Start Game immediately starts the game with characters already made for you, and you get to start off your journey right away. Or, you can create a new game, and you get to make your characters. I chose the latter. There are 4 classes to make: Fighter, Scout, Wizard, and Priest. I made myself the Fighter, Dan is the Scout, and is oddly enough the weakest one in the group. Brandon is the Wizard, and Hunter is the Priest. Now that the group has been assembled, let us go on an adventure, explore the lands with our newfound powers, and save the world from evil. Now, go forth, our heroes! Oh, it's a first-person game. Okay then. Wait, now my characters show up? What's going on? Okay, so from what I can gather, the way this works is that on the open field, when there's nothing interesting going on, you go into a first-person mode and walk around, and whenever you're about to go into a building, you're in a fight, or press a button, you get to control one of 4 characters. As one of the characters, you can try and search around for passages, items, and other stuff, but as far as I know, this is a one-player only game, so you can't have your friends play the other classes like a gauntlet. And there's no real reason to play other characters, since they don't seem to be any different. But I never got far enough to care. You know, graphically speaking, the insides of the building and character models aren't too bad. It's all very detailed and it's cool seeing a 3D perspective on a Super Nintendo, much like Star Fox. But the open world just seems a little too bland. All of it is just green fields with a sky, mountains you can never reach with an occasional tree and water passing by. I know there's 3 other areas to explore, each one represent the 4 elements, but again, I never got far enough to care. But while you're out and about, you'll get halted on your journey to fight an enemy, similar to games like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, but not done very well. The biggest problem I have with this game is the combat. There is none. The AI takes control of both sides, and is completely random whether you hit the enemy or not. There's no skill involved. There's an option for your characters to change tactics, like cast a spell or something, but it's extremely limited, and I noticed no difference, except for invisibility. Useless. And on the topic of enemies, the random enemy generator in the overworld is odd. You can fight enemies like rats that you can insta-kill, but then you fight other enemies that can one-hit kill your guys. So I find myself running away from enemies because I'm afraid they're gonna kill me on the spot, making me have to load the last save. So I have to walk up to healing places to keep me alive because I have no healing spells. And that's another thing, why don't I have any healing spells? What kind of a priest are you that doesn't have a healing spell? It makes the game so much harder. The only other way to heal yourself is to just stand around. That's fun, right? Just standing there right after each fight so you don't die? That's not tedious at all. If this system didn't work in High Life, what made them think this would make it any better? Why not give the priest a healing spell so I can move further without having to stop or backtrack? But no, he functions like everyone else. Another thing that annoys me is the characters. They don't interact with each other. In a good RPG like Final Fantasy, the characters actually talk to each other, giving them a personality. But here, we're just 4 random dudes who are on this quest. Who are we? Why are we chosen? Is it because there's no other wizard that will accept this job? I won't believe the reason why he's like this is that we are supposed to represent the characters because it's a 1-player campaign that has 4 characters for you to control. And all of them play the same. The only difference I notice is the MP meter and the HP meter. But all of them have the same spells. The useless invisibility spell. The only point of having 4 people is to have more guys attack the same enemy. Okay, I need to calm down. Think positive stuff. Oh hey look, it's nighttime. So this game has a day and night transition. It's pretty cool. Okay, it wasn't just me that saw it, right? I did not just see stars move down, then the enemy comes down with it, then leaves. I think we ate some mushrooms in the last area we're in. And this sort of thing happened to me twice. I don't know what triggers it, or what they are, and I don't care. By this point, you're probably wondering what the story is. Well, the world is being taken over by Drakkhens, I think, and these guys are only a hope of saving the 4 lands. Well, we're boned. What's odd is that none of these guys know how to swim. Seriously, you touch the water, they just sit there and sink till they drown. It's like they're asking to die. Who could blame them? If I were in this game, I would want to die too. Another thing is that I should mention is the tutorial. It's long and tedious. There's an explanation for just about everything, but memorizing what it says, the different symbols, and just everything in general is a pain. I haven't found anything cool that I see, and I found no real reason to explore this land. And so far in the game is just go in front of you to the castle. Good, now go east to another castle. Oh, they're being attacked. That's not good, go north. And with the enemy randomness in this world, I don't feel like going around. It just seems like one giant go from point A to point B, then go back to A game. That's no fun. What the hell? Why are there sharks in the castle? I didn't have any sharks there when I first got here. And I couldn't even see them from far, so I just assumed I could go walk across, but no. My characters died because this game makes no sense. Boring combat, uninteresting story, lack of any personality from the group, stuff that doesn't make any sense, spikes in difficulty, cheap deaths, and a whole lot more. I've had it with this game. I'm done. This game sucks.
Hey, come on, man. You haven't gotten that far in the game. Why don't you play more of it so we can give an honest and fair review of it? Well, fine. If you're gonna be like that, I can go stalk other people. Why does it keep breaking into my house? You know, I need a good game. You know, something to bounce me out after that piece of crap. What game?